Beaveman. He's coming up from over there.
All right, thanks everybody. It's so good to see everybody laughing, having a good time, and smiling. Where I come from, people don't seem to smile enough anymore. You guys notice that? Yeah, people aren't smiling enough. I'll give you an example. I was with a group of people not that long ago, and they decided that they wanted to do a group photo, but nobody was smiling. So I knew I had to say something. So I said, listen, I know we just buried my aunt. But that's no reason to ruin a good group photo. But I kind of knew as soon as I said it, I had made a mistake, and I knew that I had to smooth things over, so quickly, I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. That was a little bit insensitive of me. What I meant to say was, I know we just buried your mom. But that's still no reason to ruin a good group photo. Anybody here ever had a birthday? Yeah, birthdays. They're exciting when you're young. They get a little bit less exciting as you get older. I had a birthday recently. I turned 52. And I was starting to ask myself, I'm like, am I getting old? And then I woke up with pimples on my face. At 52. But it was like the universe wanted to send me this very important message. And that message was this. You are old, but Acne's a dick. I read this article recently. That's a lie, I read the headline. And the headline was, adults are cutting ties with their parents. And I have to tell you, that actually filled me with this huge sense of relief. Because I thought that I was the only one that kept their parents tied up. It was International Women's Day recently. Yeah. And to celebrate, I gave my mom an extra hour in the yard. Unfortunately, she made a run for it. Don't worry, she came back, proving once again to my wife that a shock collar is a sound investment. Now, people have said to me, hey, Beaveman, don't you think that there's another way? And there is. It's called below-the-knee amputation. But that is unnecessarily cruel. At least that's what my father screamed. Okay, I don't actually know what he screamed because I couldn't understand what he was saying. Chainsaws make a lot of noise. You know, they say if you love something, you should set it free. And if it comes back to you, it was meant to be. But if it doesn't come back to you, you should hunt it down and kill it. Now, these are my parents that I'm talking about. That's a bit extreme. I prefer just to release the hounds in case they make it past the minefields. I love my parents, just not enough to let them go. Is this a dog crowd? You guys like dogs? Yes. Any cat people out there? Yeah, cats are cool too. As a matter of fact, if reincarnation is a thing, I want to come back as a house cat. Not because I think that they're the superior species on the planet, but because just once, unlike the way things are now, I want to be able to poop in a box in my own home and not get yelled at for it. But dogs, I've got a golden retriever. It's an amazing dog. Cute dog, lovable dog. But that dog follows my wife everywhere she goes. Gives her its undivided attention. So much so that my wife is extremely proud of it. And that would probably bother some people. You know, maybe you feel a little bit down. Like, well, why doesn't your dog give me undivided attention? Not this guy. No way. Because I don't want undivided attention from a dog that's been trained to detect cancer. You're like, Beaveman, doesn't that scare your wife? I could see how it might, if she knew that detail. Someone should probably tell her. This is an interesting tidbit. Did you guys know that 1 to 8 toddlers per 100 children per year are injured in a babysitting-related incident? That's insane. That's a lot of toddler injuries, which begs the question, Why do we continue to let toddlers babysit? You know what I think is really going on with these toddler injuries? Toddler Fight Club. You may be asking yourself, well, Beaveman, if that was true, why haven't we heard of Toddler Fight Club? And looking around the audience, there's people my age. I bet you know the answer to this question. Because the first rule of Toddler Fight Club is?
You don't talk about
You do not talk about Toddler Fight Club. I saw this fundraiser recently to promote awareness of diabetes in children. And the title of the fundraiser, though, was Fight Diabetic Children. I had questions. Are these type 1 diabetic children or type 2 diabetic children? Because the type 1s are kind of wafy and the type 2s are kind of beefy. Because listen, I will pay $5 to punch a diabetic kid in the face to promote awareness. I'm a humanitarian. I just need to know how much effort I have to exert to go for that knockout. Because listen, these kids obviously need money if they're willing to throw hands to raise it. But they're going to work for my $5 a sugar cube. May surprise some of you to know that I'm a family nurse practitioner. Most of my job is pretty routine, pretty mundane a lot of times. But once a week, I get to see weight loss patients, and that is my favorite day of the week. Because I love helping people with weight loss. But these are very emotional visits. There's a lot of tears, and there's a lot of crying. I don't know why obese people make me cry, but it does seem to make them uncomfortable. But I was seeing this gentleman recently, and he was really frustrated because despite his best efforts, he wasn't losing weight. And so he told me that he had decided he was going to give intermittent fisting a try. Now, I don't get all judgy. Who might say that intermittent fisting wouldn't work? But in hindsight, it's very possible that he said intermittent fasting. Either way, I'm looking forward to our next visit. Because if he said fisting and it worked, somebody owes me $50. You guys have been fun. I am the Beaveman. Thank you for your time. I'm your host, Dave.
Everybody give it up for the Beaveman.